Right, let me let me just say, I have missed this so much. Honest to God, this just stunning to be back up here. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time. There's been a few things going on with the plane, actually quite a lot of work done to it, and we've run into a couple of issues along the way, little stumbling blocks which we've overcome now, I hope, and I'm now going to go for a test flight. So come and join me, let's see if everything works. Clear prop. Golf Tango Mike taxiing 1-1. Very carefully taxiing 1-1. There's a right bump on this little taxiway, so I'm being very, very canny. Golf Tango Mike taking off 1-1, departing to the south. And we're flying again. Woohoo! Just passing 1,000 feet. According to the TAFA Edinburgh, the Clyde bases are at 4,000, so I'm not going to be going that high today, I don't think. I'm going to have a wee fly around the local area and then maybe head over to the coast. So yeah, I came down to the airfield to fly, I think it was kind of towards late January, and we had such a bother getting the plane to start, and my little jump pack got exhausted trying to get it to turn over. Eventually got the big battery from the airfield. It's a big leisure style battery, loads of power in it. I still couldn't get it to start, and when it was starting it would catch and then it would kick like a mule. Not good for the plane, not good for the engine frame, nightmare. So our chief engineer at the airfield said, that's your sprag clutch, I'm really sorry, but your sprag clutch is on its way out. So, okay, in order to do the sprag clutch, and I'll put up a picture of it, it's not a very big thing, but in order to do it, the seat has to come out, the forward part of the engine, effectively what's immediately behind me, has to all come off. So the parts themselves are expensive, and obviously the time to do it is expensive. The other thing that was identified was, yeah, your battery might only be a year old, but the cold's killed it, and you need a new battery. So we now have a nice new battery. So you'd think that would be all sorted, and I thought it was. I was doing a permit inspection yesterday and was able to get that finished early. I didn't rush it, by the way. But there was still light, you know, we're now into March and the days the longest. Was brilliant. I'll go and fit the new battery, that's a fairly quick job. And I'll go for a quick flight and just check everything, see how it starts. And as you saw there, it fired beautifully. Fired first time today, fired first time yesterday. No issues whatsoever. Chuffed to bits. But then I did my radio check, and it was just a squeal. It's the only way I can describe it. It was horrible. So, we went through everything, honestly. Bumpy. we went through everything. I actually got a loan of somebody else's radio, swapped that in, same issue. I took all the plugs out, cleaned everything, contact cleaner, made sure everything was clean, same issue. Eventually gave up and came back today. Went through everything all over again. Also tested a new intercom, a panel pod thing that everything goes through. And lo and behold, it was working. So I swapped my intercom back in, and it was still working. And then we split up some of the DIN pins just to make sure they were fully cleaned and it wasn't something that was going to bite me very quickly again. And yeah, it's working again. Woohoo! Who knew? So it's a balmy 6 degrees, and we're just at 1,300 feet, so not the warmest. I'm very glad of the heated gloves. So what else have we been doing to the aeroplane? I've got a new shoulder belt, and the one that was original to the plane was too short, and it was like, you know, sitting here it was really tight, and that meant I couldn't get my arms all the way forward when I was landing, but also it really hurt my back. And I didn't have to buy a special seatbelt, I just bought a new one from GS Aviation. It's the proper authorised part, but for some reason happily the new ones are made longer than the old ones were. And I've not actually finished spending money on the plane, or actually I hope I have. I've spent the money, I've not fitted it yet, but I've decided that I would fit a new Pilot Aware system, so I've paid for the new Pilot Aware FX, so that'll be a wee job to fit it. And the Pilot Aware I'm using at the moment has internal aerials, so they're actually housed inside the nose of the plane, and that's not brilliant because like my body and the engine cast a shadow behind me, and the strength of signal is obviously impeded a bit by being surrounded by fiberglass. So the new one I've bought comes with the external aerials. So it needs a little bit more effort to fit them because they need to be fitted to a ground plane, basically an earth. And obviously this plane is made of, well, fiberglass and material, rag and sticks. So there's a few ways to get around it, but we'll get that fitted over the next few weeks, I hope. Certainly the weather's getting that little bit warmer. It's way more pleasant, comfortable to come down and work on the plane and not be freezing your nuts off. The other thing that's really weird to think that actually only about 6 weeks ago at this time of day it was, if not dark, it was almost completely dark, and here we are. I've got another 2 hours until sunset, so that's what a difference that makes to getting opportunities to fly. It is funny how much I have missed the simplicity of just coming up for a bimble, whatever you want to call it. And although the light conditions are a little bit subdued, it's just so nice. The views are, as always, the views are amazing. Yeah, it's not quite the blue skies we had yesterday. Then again, you got bumps, so take the rough with the smooth and the smooth with the rough. I will give you a laugh. I did make a New Year's resolution, and that was to spend less money. I failed so far. One could argue that if you want to play, you've got to be willing to pay. So, yeah. The other thing that we've done is tweaked one of the tip adjusters, and the plane had a kind of incipient turn to the left, but if I just get it level, there's a bit of wind action today, but we're just flying straight, and it's flying straight, which is awesome, because if I get a bit distracted with cockpit stuff or navigation stuff, the plane's not away off course, which is really handy. It's a bugger when you have to actually keep course correcting all the time. Right, let me let me just say, I have missed this so much. Honest to God. This just stunning to be back up here. I would sing, but I'm actually banned from singing because I really can't sing. But you know, I do overuse the phrase, but what a privilege to be out here. It really is. East Fortune traffic, Golf Charlie Echo Tango Mike, 4 miles to the northeast, 1,700 feet inbound. Here we go. No, it's not giving me the runway. Hey ho! It was 1-1, so we're going to assume it's 1-1, and we will fly over as if it is 1-1, and just double check and see if it is. A slight crosswind, but not too bad. The left to right crosswind. Golf Tango Mike joining downwind 1-1. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed that. That was a lovely little flight. It's so nice to be back in the air proper, to have the radio fixed, to have the sprag clutch fixed, to have the new battery, new seat belts. Oh, and what a difference. So now there really is no excuse. Let's get out there and fly. Fly safe.